Welcome to Channel's Business Global with me, Juliana Olayinka, from our studios here in London. Over the next half hour, we'll be looking beyond the business headlines by giving you in-depth perspective on the stories that are affecting all of us. Coming up on today's show, amidst the coronavirus pandemic, medical practitioners have become the world's new heroes. Before the London lockdown, I spoke to one health worker in the studio and asked how the medical world is coping under this unprecedented strain. And South Africa's confirmed coronavirus cases has become one of the fastest growing on the continent. We'll be looking at how Southern Africa has prepared for the outbreak whilst the country faces its own economic challenges. Here's a reminder of how the world is responding to the threat of COVID-19. The world's largest lockdown has begun in India after Prime Minister Narendra Modi ordered the country's 1.3 billion people to stay at home. The breadth and depth of such a challenge is staggering in a country where hundreds of millions of citizens are destitute and countless millions live in packed urban areas with poor sanitation and weak public health care. India has just 0.5 hospital beds for every 1,000 people, compared to 4.3 in China and 3.2 in Italy. Countries across Europe have significantly curbed public life in order to halt the spread of the COVID-19 outbreak. Following in the footsteps of Italy, Spain, France and Germany, the British government ordered a lockdown on Monday, limiting people to trips outside the home solely for grocery shopping, medical needs and travelling to work if working from home is not an option. Before the shutdown, I spoke to Yemi Eden, a London-based financial advisor and property consultant, via Skype from his home. He is one of thousands of London-based business owners living with the realities of the economic fallout from COVID-19. Talk to me a little bit about being a business owner. You're a business owner. I know that you would probably be considered to be one of the small to medium-sized entrepreneurs in the UK. How does it feel being quite vulnerable at the moment?
Well, it's devastating. You have to be there for your team, your clients. We have over 500 landlords, 850 tenants. They're all reaching out to you, needing reassurance and directions on what to do. Obviously, there's no textbook to refer to. Everyone from the political leaders to business leaders are just, reacting as things come along.
Can you explain what the reality is for people who do have to pay salaries at the end of the month?
Right. You have to bear in mind that 80% or over 80% of the UK economy is driven by the hospitality business. Most of these guys are on 0 hours. So when everything kicked off, the first challenge was, do I still have a job? In our own case, we had to react swiftly by allaying the fears of our landlords, rejigging things in the office. Some of the staff had to start working from home, and we had to reduce the number of people in the office so that if there is any infected person, it does not transmit all through the team. Unfortunately, in the last 1 week, we've had 4 members of staff that had to go into isolation, and that means extra pressure on the remaining staff. But the reality of things is all business owners are reacting as best as they can, but the staff are the hardest hit.
One of the issues that was flagged up to me just yesterday is the fact that there are so many people on work visas and they're being laid off, which means, of course, they've stopped what they were supposed to be doing, which is why they're in this country. And also as well that thousands upon thousands of Nigerians that are either studying here or working here. What have you been hearing about that? And are you expecting the Home Office to kind of reduce their really strict policies about immigration and working at the moment?
Well, the Home Office and the government have been very reactive so far. And I believe when this is put up to them, they would react accordingly. Nigerians studying in the UK are in their thousands, over 100,000 students. we provide a lifestyle service. So we've been inundated by parents wanting to know if it was feasible for their wards to return back to Nigeria. Our concierge have been doing hours of driving from the Midlands to different parts of the home counties to move children to the airport. It's a really, really, really terrible situation.